And then there is only one speech from myself, but we know that we are very late. Then I will try to be very, very short. I promise you that I don't speak 15 minutes, only 5, okay?
Okay.
Then we'll recuperate 10 minutes. Well, I prepare a short PowerPoint about a couple of things that I think they are very interesting to mention now, okay? One of them, sorry, one moment that I need to move this. Oh, one moment. When you want to be quicker, is awful, no? It is worse, but well, doesn't matter. Okay. Well, this is the PowerPoint that I prepared. It is only about some comments. There are one possibility to determine the latitude, but this is only possible for few people. Only some countries in the North Hemisphere, but not all the North Hemisphere. When we can observe the polar star, the angle, the altitude of the polar star is exactly the same angle of the latitude of the site. But this is not so common. Then we decide to suggest this new method that was to use the movement of the sun. You know that in general, the movement of the sun is a big, big spiral moving around the rotation axis of the earth. It's a relative movement, and they are moving in parallels to the equator, and the movement of these parallels are from the summer solstice to the winter solstice. It doesn't matter what is the hemisphere that we are considering, because if I have here the North Pole, this is the June solstice. If this is the South Pole, this is December solstice. Then this presentation is exactly the same, if only we put here pole and we don't say it is the North or the South. It doesn't matter, okay? This is the horizon, and for all of us, the pole is up the horizon in all the places. It doesn't matter. Then, in this case, we can consider that there are two possibilities. When the sun is in this position between the equator and the summer solstice, in this case, we have that the altitude, sorry, I pass one here. The altitude of the sun is the declination of the sun plus the colatitude of the site. But this declination is the declination in positive way, that it is to say that we put here the absolute value, okay? Always in positive. This is for the spring and the summer. It doesn't matter of the hemisphere, because the signal that we have minus or plus before the declination, it is only a convention, really, okay? Then we decide to consider only the positive value of declination. In this case, we have to add, and in this case, when you are between the equator and the winter solstice in any place in the world, in this case, you have to take into account that you have to consider that the latitude is, in this case, the declination plus the colatitude, sorry, is the declination plus the altitude, okay? Then this is a simple summary that we offer to do to you, and to use this table, and always you consider only the absolute value of this declination, okay? Then we invite you to prepare the sundial, and please take into account that the measurement is exactly in the moment that the point light is in your hand, okay? In this moment, you take the measurement of this angle. Yes, this is the altitude of the sun. This is very important, because there are people that have some doubts about this. Okay, this is that I want to clarify. Then you have to do at midday. Then this is the idea that we ask that you construct sundial. And for instance, this is the photos that sent to me Dongi with the China's sundial that is very, very beautiful. I think, and with the quadrant, and you can see here very well that the light point is inside, and then this is the value of the latitude, and this is the values, all of them, the illustration here is in China's, but the results are very good. This is some pictures that sent to me Aristide from Benin. They are preparing with the students the quadrant. They are explaining what to do and how to take the information. At the beginning, they use the quadrant on terrestrial way in order that the students understand very well how to do, and they make several measurements. And finally, they try to obtain the value, but the problem cloudy. It was not possible for them. They repeat several times, but finally, here you can see that the quality of the sun was not very, very strong. But finally, they do it, and the result was very, very good because the latitude of Benin was 7 degrees and they obtained 8 degrees. And I think this is fantastic. This is a wonderful result, okay? Then I try to summarize very quick that the idea is that you take the altitude, you have to plus or less the value of the declination, the absolute value of the declination, depending on the season where you are. Of course, that today the declination is 0, and in this case it's easy. Okay, you don't need the table, but the rest of the months, the rest of the days, you need the table. Okay, I finish it. I think probably I was shorter than 5 minutes. Probably, I don't know. Okay.
Okay, very good, Rosa. It's good to see again the summary of the experience, how to do the experience and how the people made it around the world.